Okay, today I will talk about charge limit. So this is not the first time I made a video about this, but so just to make things short, I'm going to run an errand now. So earlier this morning I went out, did something, and then I came back, I plugged it in, and now I charge to 60%. And I will actually try to convince you to also charge to 60% on your EV, but it depends what kind of EV it is. But yeah, so we charged fully, we charged 60%, and the range says 299 kilometers. So I will go to downtown, well, halfway downtown to do some stuff, and then let's explain a little bit more when I'm on the way. So you see, recently I started using 60% because before until now I didn't dare to go to 60% because when I had Optimus Prime, which is a bigger car, which was thirstier, it uses about 40% more energy than this car, and that actually means that it charges 40% slower in a way, you know. So the problem for me was that I only have 3.7 kilowatt at home, which is not too fast. So in case I have to do something unexpected, drive on a long trip suddenly, then I will have to fast charge, which is also not very convenient for me. So that's why I stayed kind of high on the Model X. But then I found out that I have so good range on this car. So when I charge it to 60% on this car, it equals to about 75%, maybe even 80% on the Model X. And also I realized that I don't go on some crazy trip, or I don't have any unexpected stuff. And even if I have it, usually I will have a couple of hours to prepare for it. And I can always top up a little bit to minimize the need for fast charging, or maybe even not need for it at all. And also another thing about the Model 3 is that it charges fairly fast. So in case I have to top up somewhere. And also nowadays you have more and more Ionity chargers and superchargers in case you have to go that long, you know, that far. So that's why I realized go to 60%. And this is not only Tesla specific. You can even do this on your Kona or e-tron or something, you know, go 60 or 70%. You don't have to go to 100% always, because it will degrade faster even if you do it on those cars with a buffer. So for example, e-tron and e-Golf, they have a top buffer, but when you charge it 100% on those cars, well, that's very annoying, right? The blinker sounds. I will turn it off now. Even when you charge it to 100% on those cars, you will still be at around 95% true state of charge, which is not optimal either if you stay there too long. So I recommend you try to find out how is your driving habits and how fast is your charging. Especially the faster charging you have at home, the lower you can go, because if something unexpected happens and you have to top up, then obviously in 1 hour you will get more range than you can do with if you have slower charging available. So now today I will just show you how much juice I spend on this little errand here, you know, and I will see how efficient this car is and what you can expect, and does it actually work out to only go to 60%, because I believe I can do it, and also you can do it with your EV. All right, I'm now at my destination for now. So you see, we spent 145 watt-hour per kilometer only, but there was a downhill from my home to this place here in near Helsfyr. And you see that we drove for 11 minutes, 7.4 kilometers driven, 1 kilowatt hour spent. And see, we started with 299 kilometers and now we have 291. So I only spent 8 kilometers, yeah. So of course, in another scenario, if I went downtown, I'll spend slightly more, but still nowhere near 300 kilometers. But okay, let's do whatever I have to do here and then we'll see. All right, I'm back home in the garage now. So I actually went to test a Model X that has been soundproof. So I drove all the way to Kløfta, or area around there, and tested it. And meanwhile, this car was just parked in the garage for that owner. And now I'm back again here. Okay, but anyway, you see here, we spent 2 kilowatt hours. We averaged 184 watt-hour per kilometer. That's kind of high, but I did 2 short trips with a parking between, so then the drivetrain tends to cool down in between. So you see the consumption was somewhat high on the way back here, but that doesn't really matter because you see we started with 299 kilometers, now we have 277, so we spent 22 kilometers. Yeah, I remember I also had the door in open position, semi-open position like this while I was talking to the guy, so the HVAC was running for a little bit, just old habit. But let me just show you how many percent we spend. So it was 60, yeah, so we spend 5%, yeah, and that's what you can expect, that you spend only 10. Okay, let's switch back, by the way, to display here. I wish there was an easier way to switch this, but anyway, so you see I only spend 5%, and on a longer trip you might spend 10 or maybe 15 up to 20%, but it means that if you start with 60%, you will end up back home with 40%, which is perfect in that sweet spot, and that's still enough for you to run your daily errands around town here, you know, because most people, they don't drive too far in one day. And of course, if you have a bigger need to drive further, then all you can do is just increase it to, let's say, 70%, and you will still be fine, you know, you still conserve the longevity of the battery. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was useful for you. So anyway, let me know what you think. If you have an EV with a big battery, what kind of charging level did you set to it before? And then what charging level are you going to try after you're watching this video? So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so that's it then. Talk to you guys later.